So welcome to Conjure Live, our weekly live where we talk about all things ancestors. And today we're talking about the sacred blueprint, remembering what was never lost. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the sacred blueprint as we go along and how it impacts you and how you can utilize it to take your next steps on your journey. Before we begin that, I want to just welcome you and welcome you into this space, whether you're on Facebook or if you're listening through Zoom or you're listening to the replay. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Your ancestors appreciate it as well, I'm sure. Before we begin, I always like to do something that helps us to center a little bit and to just relax into this moment and to be present here. So before we begin, let's just all take a deep breath. And sometimes we hold stress in our shoulders, so just let your shoulders soften. And no matter what time of day it is for you, let's just settle in for a moment and just take the next 30 to 35 minutes to just be present and be in this space. And just so you know, this space is not anything where we're rushing into some kind of insight. It's really a space for listening, just listening. For those who are new here, welcome. My name is MoNique. I am Dr. MoNique. I'm known as the Conjure CEO in the ancestral griot. I work with women who are standing at a threshold, women who are ready to take next steps on their journey and maybe not quite sure what those steps look like. Women who have held jobs, who are at a midlife, or I call it your second act, which means it can happen at midlife. It can happen even earlier than that. For me, it was in my 30s. You're in your second act and you want something that makes you feel more alive, something that you really enjoy, something that you feel grounded in. And that's what I do. I help you bridge ancestral wisdom, your sacred inheritance, and the guidance and support from your wisdom keepers who are here to help you and guide you on your journey. And this is real guidance for your life. This isn't just some airy fairy type thing. This is real concrete guidance that will support you on your journey. And this weekly space, as I said, is called Conjure Live. It's where I speak, reflect, and listen out loud. It's where I share the messages from the ancestors. So today, what I want to share with you is about the sacred blueprint. One of the questions that I hear quite often is, I don't know what my purpose is. And then when I start to talk about the sacred blueprint, people want to know, what is my sacred blueprint? Do I really have one? And how does it feel when I can't find it? Or how do I know where to identify what my sacred blueprint is? And these questions usually don't come from curiosity, they come from exhaustion. They come from women who are saying, I'm tired of searching, I'm tired of looking, I'm tired of wondering, and I'm tired of trying to find myself. And so that's where, these questions begin to come from. And that's when I said, you know what? I need to answer those questions. I need to share with people, what is this sacred blueprint that I work with and that I help people to remember? Notice I didn't say find, I said remember. And I'll share with you a little bit more about what that means a little later. Your sacred blueprint, what is it? Well, I'll tell you what it's not first. It's not a plan. It's not some strategy. It isn't some detailed, this is what you have to do and this is what you have to do. It's not a destiny that you have to fulfill, and it is not something you earn. Your sacred blueprint is a living spiritual architecture. It holds ancient wisdom, medicine, and guidance that's unique to you and your family lineage. And it's how your life, your ancestors, and your spiritual support are meant to really come together and work together. And this isn't, like I said, generic spirituality. It is specific, it's relational, it's alive, and it's unique to you in your family lineage. Let's talk about what the sacred blueprint includes. The first thing in your sacred blueprint, and the most powerful piece, is your ancestral medicine. Your ancestral medicine are the gifts, strengths, and healing capacities carried through your bloodline and expressed uniquely through you. These are the healing gifts that your ancestors have perfected. This is the healing wisdom and the spiritual, I would say, spiritual essence of your purpose is held in this ancestral medicine, and you can use that in order to fulfill the purpose that you have and to help you with your next steps on your journey. And then it includes your ancestral threads, the stories, the patterns, the inherited experiences shaping how you move through the world. And some of these inherited experiences are the positive things that help shape you and that help you with your resilience and your courage. And some of them also include the ones that need to be healed. And when we really focus on the sacred blueprint, and I help you remember it and help you work with it, what it does is it reveals to us those things that you can really tap into more, those characteristics, the strengths that your ancestors had, that you can tap into more, the stories that they hold that you can tap into more, and also those stories that need to be healed that we can release so that it makes it easier for you to walk your path and to manifest the things that you desire. So the next thing in your sacred blueprint is your natural way of knowing. It's your natural way of knowing. And that's how guidance actually arrives for you through the body, intuition, timing, dreams, your voice, inner certainty. We talked a little bit about that last week about how our ancestors want to connect with us. And our ancestors connect with us in different ways. For some people, it's body sensation. For some people, it's sounds. From some people, it's seeing something somewhere. It's through the voice of others. It can be through music. For some, it's through their dreams, some through writing, some through dancing. Your ancestors have a unique way that they want to connect with you to provide you with support and guidance. And in your sacred blueprint, we identify what that actually is and what is the best way for you to connect with them. Your sacred blueprint also includes who your wisdom keepers are. Your wisdom keepers are your ancestors, your spirit guides, and your angels. And they're already in a relationship with you and ready to support you with remembering your sacred blueprint. And what we do is we identify who are the specific ancestors that want to work with you right now, that are here to help you with wherever you are on your path and on your journey right now, who hold the medicine and the wisdom that you need to walk this path that you are walking on. And we look at who are the spirit guides that know your purpose and are able to help you refine that even more, to help you embody it even more. And who are the angels that are ready to be assigned some tasks to help you with whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether it's a new career, whether it's earning more money, better health, better relationships, whatever it is for you, you have wisdom keepers on your wisdom council that are ready to support you. In your sacred blueprint, we identify who the wisdom keepers are. And once again, your preferred mode of connection. And that is once again how your ancestors want to communicate with you, but also what works for you. And in there are simple rituals that you can do that help you have a deeper connection with your ancestors. Therefore, you're not depending on me or someone else to connect you with your ancestors. You're learning how to do it yourself. And your sacred blueprint helps you to do that. And then Once again, the healing, it includes your healing pathways, the specific ways ancestral stories want to be tended, not erased, but brought into the right relationship. So we're able to identify what are those stories that need to be tended to, that need to be nourished so that they can support you with where you want to go on your path right now. And that's why I always say what you're looking for can't be found in a book. It's not a strategy or a formula. It is a relationship. It lives in your relationship with your ancestors. It lives in your sacred blueprint. So, one of the questions I have that I receive quite often is, do I have a sacred blueprint? I don't think I have one. And I've had people, you may have heard people say they're not sure that they have a purpose. I've heard that quite a bit. And I'll just say we all do. And we all have a sacred blueprint. So, yes, you do. Everyone does. The question is not whether you have a sacred blueprint, it's actually whether you've been supported in remembering it. And for most women, we have not really tended to it. We've done the things that we've been told that we need to do. We've followed what society says, and we haven't been encouraged to really tap into our ancestral lineage and learn what our blueprint is. When we are when we do talk about stepping into this ancestral wisdom, usually it's around healing. It's never really around what are the gifts? What is the medicine? What is the healing? What are the things that I can take from my bloodline and use to create something really magical in the world? So most women have not lost their blueprint. They've just learned to override it. We've learned to just bypass it because we haven't been encouraged to tap into it. And remember, I said I was going to talk a little bit about searching and remembering. Well, when we work with our sacred blueprint, it isn't about searching for something. It's not about searching for your purpose or searching for your blueprint or searching for the wisdom that is in your family lineage or searching for what the ancestral medicine is. It really is about remembering. So, searching energy looks outward. It looks out into the world. We're searching in the world. We're searching around. And remembering turns inward. Remembering turns inward and it becomes ancestral. Remembering feels like recognition instead of revelation. It is like a relief instead of feeling pressure. And it's truth settling into your body. It's sort of like when you're in a situation where you receive some information that just feels so aligned with what you feel and believe, and you just feel really settled in it. It just feels right to you. And that's what remembering your sacred blueprint is like. You remember it, we bring it into your consciousness, and you feel settled. You feel at peace. You feel like someone finally gets you and knows what you need in order to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, even if you're not sure exactly what they are, even if there's just a stirring inside of you that is saying, I want something different. I need something different. Either way, connecting with your sacred blueprint and remembering what's there helps you with feeling settled and feeling like you're being seen and heard and felt and understood. So you don't become necessarily someone new. You just become more of yourself, more of yourself. And really, this is the heart of my work. And I don't give people, just give them answers to have answers. You can get answers anywhere. I really help people remember what's already true for you, what's already there that maybe you've been overriding or you haven't been listening to, or you feel it, but you're not quite sure what it is. I help you to remember. I help you to go deep in and connect with it. And so that's what Conjure Clarity, Root and Guidance is about. I'll just share that with you quickly, just in case for some of you it resonates and it's something you want to learn more, you want to do some work with your sacred blueprint. Conjure Clarity, Rooted Guidance is for when you're at that crossroad where you're not really sure which way to go and what you really want to do. And you're maybe in a situation where you're kind of confused. For some people, maybe you've had a job and that job is either no longer there or you no longer want to do it and you want to do something different. I have so many women that come to me that are in successful careers and are at that point where they're saying, this isn't enough anymore. I don't want to hustle. I don't want to deal with bad attitudes in my work environment. I want something different. I want to do work that really fulfills me, but they're not quite sure exactly how to get there, what that is. You need clarity. And that's what Conjure Clarity Rooted Guidance is about. It's really identifying what your next steps are, helping you see where you're going, and identifying a few pieces of your sacred blueprint that can help you on your path, to help you get started down that road. So it really helps you with your next steps and identifying your next steps. So if you're curious about it and you'd like to learn more about it, I'm going to pop the link in the comments. And then for some people, you may not be sure if this is right for you. So I'm also going to give you, pop that in there. I'm also going to give you an opportunity if you're interested to meet with me and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what your next steps are. Let's talk about what you may need. There's no pressure in this call. It is simply for us to have a conversation and find out if the ancestral work that I do, the conjure work and the conjure method, are right for you and whether or not they'll support you on the journey that you're on. So let me do that here. And for people that are watching on Facebook, I will make sure that I go back and post those both in the comments on Facebook as well. So as we close, notice what kind of settled for you around the idea of a sacred blueprint. This may be something that's new to you. This may be the first time you've heard it, or maybe you've heard me speak before about sacred blueprint. But what settled for you? What felt real to you? What felt like, ah, that sounds like something I'd like to know more about? Just notice that for a minute. And really think not so much about what resolved for you, because this is an ongoing journey in terms of, identifying your sacred blueprint, and remembering it. It's really about how did you recognize yourself in this? Yeah, and just think about that for a moment. If you want to pop it in the chat, that's fine as well. So before we completely close, what I'd like to do is just take you on a little bit of a journey. I always like to end with taking you on a journey to connect with your ancestors because that's where the wisdom lies. And so what I'd like you to do is just get relaxed for a minute here. And we're going to take a quick journey. So just close your eyes and settle, relax, and just take a deep breath. And just notice how you're feeling. And if you know the names of your ancestors, silently say their names, inviting them to be in your space with you. And I'm just letting them guide us on this journey. And notice all around you, there's a beautiful white light. And in this white light, there's a color that feels right for you. It's a color that is speaking to you right now. It's the color that your ancestors want you to feel. Identify that color now. What does that color look like? What does it feel like? And your ancestors, as the color becomes clearer and clearer to you and more beautiful and begins to surround the space that you're in, your ancestors, one by one, begin to show up. You may recognize them by their energy. You may just feel their presence. For some, you may actually see their faces. And for others, you may not feel or see anything. Just know that they're there. And as they begin to surround you, take your hands and place them over your heart. And just simply ask, please guide me in my next steps. Please bring me clarity where there's confusion. Please bring me hope where there's doubt. Please help me manifest that I know I want and that I am still not quite sure about. Help me bring it to the surface. One of your ancestors reaches out to you. You feel their energy. They're standing next to you. They take your arm and they let you know that they're walking with you, guiding you, supporting you, and clearing the way so that you can manifest what you want with ease. Thank your ancestors for always being with you and for coming and joining you today. And take with you the beautiful color that they showed and shared with you. This is a color that you can add on your altar as a sign of connection. Once again, thank your ancestors for being in this space with you. Notice how the color begins to fade. The white light is pure, and the white light begins to dissolve, and you feel your body back into your space at peace, filled with joy, and knowing that clarity will come. And just open your eyes and come back into the space. Thank you for being here with me and for taking this journey with me and your ancestors. Remember, your sacred blueprint is already there. It just needs to be remembered and help you to really bring it to the surface. That's what we're doing. Bring your sacred blueprint to the surface. Bring it into your awareness and help you remember how powerful you really are and how supported you are on this journey. And once again, if you'd like to learn more about Conjure Clarity Rooted Guidance, you can take a look at the chat. I've put the link in there. And if you're unsure about what direction you should take and what program would be right for you, or you just want to talk about what the next steps are and learn what the opportunities are when it comes to working with your ancestors, then schedule a next steps conversation with me. The link is in the chat, and I'd love to connect with you. For those that are listening on Zoom and participating on Zoom, I'm going to stop the Facebook Live and you will be able to ask questions. For those of you who want to attend on Zoom, then just send me a message so that next week for our Conjure Live, you'll be able to attend on Zoom and you can ask your questions as well. So thank you again for being here. And for those on Zoom, just give me a moment and we will open for discussion, comments, questions, whatever you may have. Okay. I am going to stop the recording because I want you to feel free to ask your question.